Hey everyone, today's video is going to be another food challenge video. This time round it's going to be a Christmas themed food challenge. I am going to be eating only mince pie themed foods for 24 hours. Why, you ask? I have no idea. I literally saw the cereal I'm about to have for breakfast and I just thought it might be a fun idea. I'm not even the biggest fan of mince pies. I mean, I do eat them, I like them at Christmas, but it's not like that is the main thing I think about at Christmas in terms of like treat foods. I would much rather have like a Yule log most of the time than a mince pie. But here we are, I'm going to be having mince pie themed foods. I did surprise myself at a few of the things I found online, so I have got a few different weird things to try today. The first one being breakfast, which are these mince pie wheats from Sainsbury's. These are like little shredded wheats which are filled with a mince pie flavoured filling. Sounds interesting. I mean, they're marked vegan on the front, which is always nice, but I just don't know how to feel about these. I'm not like the biggest fan of shredded wheat as it is. I've never had like a filled shredded wheat cereal before, I don't think, and I've definitely never had a mince pie flavoured cereal before, so we're going to give this a taste. I've quite possibly opened this in the worst way possible. But smell wise, these actually smell not too bad. They have like a very raisiny smell, which I feel like is fine because raisins are quite a breakfasty thing anyway, in my opinion. So I feel like these might not be too bad. I think I'm going to start by trying one of these plain without milk. Also, side note, this is not my normal spot for breakfast. I've literally brought like my milk, my bowl and everything to the floor with me just because the lighting is better, but I don't normally eat my breakfast on the living room floor. But yeah, I'm going to give one of these a go dry first. I mean, shredded wheat dry was never going to be a great idea thinking about it. It's quite possibly like the driest cereal, but taste-wise it's not actually super overpowering, so I actually have high expectations for this. I'm having to add milk from a new carton, which is my least favourite thing. If milk hasn't been in the fridge before I use it on cereal, it just makes the cereal awful, so really kicking myself for not putting another carton in the fridge last night. Funnily enough, I actually think it's like the shredded wheat element of this that lets it down rather than the mince pie filling. I think I'm just not a huge fan of shredded wheat because they're so dry and like the texture is just not the one. I feel like they could do with more sugar on the outside, but that might just be because I've got a little bit of a sweet tooth when it comes to cereal. The actual mince pie filling is really nice. It's like the perfect balance. It's not too overwhelming, it's not too overpowering. I mean, it's not the kind of cereal I'd want to have every day for breakfast, but as like a one-off treat, I'm definitely going to enjoy these. And I do think they'd be a fun breakfast idea in the run-up to Christmas. I mean, I guess only if you like mince pies. If you don't like mince pies, you definitely won't like these, but I have a feeling that's going to be the case for everything that I try today, because it is all going to be mince pie flavoured. I just think they've really got like the sweetness, the fruit, and all of like the spices and everything spot on with these. Honestly, I'd give them like a solid 8 out of 10. They're not my favourite cereal I've ever had in the world ever, but for like a mince pie flavoured cereal, I feel like these are pretty good. It is now a few hours later and I'm about to make myself some lunch. To be honest, I did not really think this challenge through because, as I've said on my channel lots of times, I'm definitely more of a savoury person than a sweet person, and that is very difficult with mince pies. Like, I feel like you're very limited with the savoury things that you can do with a mince pie. So for lunch today, I'm going to be making myself some porridge, which is literally so far from what I fancy right now. I have not fancied porridge in so long. When I was kind of planning what I was going to be eating today, porridge was one of the few things I knew I would be able to create in like a mince pie theme, which is why I thought of it. Didn't actually think of the logistics of the fact that I don't want to eat porridge and I don't feel like porridge. But here we are. I'm going to make some mince pie porridge. Gonna make my porridge in like a standard way with soy milk. I think I'm gonna add some cinnamon as well because I feel like that is like a mince pie spice. And then I'm gonna top it with some mince pie filling and also some of this syrup, which is the skinny syrup mince pie flavour. This I am a little bit scared to try in general. I think these syrups in general really scare me, like the skinny syrup brand. I know where you got this because it's like a skinny syrup at all. It's just the only mince pie flavoured syrup I could find. I just think the ingredients of these always sounds so grim. It's essentially like thickened flavoured water, and that's how they can get away with it being like no calorie, no sugar, no anything, which in my mind is just a little bit scary. But I'm going to try and go in with an open mind and try this. No idea what to expect. Again, I'm just really hopeful I enjoy this because I don't want to have wasted my money on something that I then can't finish. You can use this in things like coffee. I think it says like pancakes, yogurt, fruit. I don't think I'd want to try any of those things, but I feel like porridge would work quite well, and it would definitely make it mince pie flavoured porridge, so we are going to give this a go. This is quite possibly the least appetizing looking porridge I've ever made. I will say the syrup has an incredibly strong smell, and it is not a nice smell, and it's kind of making me a little bit nervous that I've just completely covered my porridge in it. A lot more came out than I was expecting, and the smell is literally so overwhelming, it's making me feel a little bit sick. So this is some cinnamon porridge. I've crumbled up a little bit of pastry on the top and the mince pie filling, and then I've also topped it with that mince pie syrup, which I'm so nervous about. I don't know whether I should try some of that separately first or just go for it. I am like not a fussy person at all, but in my mind right now everything is telling me not to try this. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm aware of just how dramatic that was, but that is so bad, like so incredibly bad. And I hate wasting food, but there is no way I can eat this, and that really pains my heart because I hate throwing stuff in the bin. But I couldn't even swallow it. I didn't even chew it. It literally just touched my mouth and that was enough. I actually can't even, I don't even want to think about it. The taste of that syrup does not taste anything like a mince pie. It tastes weirdly, and I'm guessing it makes sense, like an artificial sweetener taste, which I didn't know I knew the taste of until I tried that, and now I know that that is what the taste is, if that makes sense. It doesn't taste like mince pie. It's got like a really weird strong smell, which isn't nice. It kind of smells like alcohol-y, but like not in a nice festive mince pie alcohol way. The texture is super weird as well. It's like not a normal syrup texture. That is so sad, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with this full bottle of syrup now. This cost me like £6. I mean, I think thinking about it, it makes sense. Like mince pie syrup probably doesn't sound that nice, but I did not think it was going to be that horrific, and now I don't know what to do with myself. Even the smell of this is just making me not hungry, so I am not going to finish this. Also, sorry for this lighting. I feel like this looks very strange, but I am not going to have that for lunch. I am not hungry right now, probably because of that experience, so I'm going to leave it for a little while. If I get peckish a little bit later, I'll let you guys know what I'm having. I feel very sad for the fact that I'm going to waste food, but right now I'm going to choose not throwing up over food wastage, and I'm going to crack on with the rest of my day. So I will see you guys in a little bit when I next get hungry. Not gonna lie, I did end up having a couple of slices of toast after that porridge fail. I got pretty hungry and I wasn't sure what else to eat. I did go for something pretty boring. I didn't want to treat myself to like a super fun lunch when I should have been having mince pie porridge. So I have had some bread, now making myself a cup of coffee because it's like 3-ish. And I'm feeling so dead today. I literally feel like I haven't slept at all, which just doesn't make any sense because I had a really good night's sleep last night. Either way, I've got this mince pie coffee to try. This is from the Beanies brand, which I have heard really good things about, so I'm hoping this goes better than the syrup. I did intend to mix the syrup with this to like sweeten my coffee, but now that I know what the syrup tastes like, there's just no way I'm gonna risk that. So I'm gonna try it by itself with just milk to start with, and then if I do need to add some sweetness, I'll just use my normal coffee syrup. Smell wise, this really reminds me of that syrup. I'm guessing they must both use the same like artificial mince pie flavour, but in my head, that just does not smell anything like what I think a mince pie smells like. I feel like it might smell slightly better now the water's been added. I can definitely smell more of like the coffee scent, which is nice. I don't know what it is about that artificial mince pie smell that is just so gross to me. I feel like that syrup experience has just traumatized me a little bit. I feel so nervous to try this. Okay, that's not that bad. I don't know if I just didn't add enough coffee, but it's like not a strong flavour at all of like coffee or mince pie. It just tastes kind of bitter, like bad coffee. Yeah, it's literally like the slightest flavour in there, Don't really want to add any more coffee. I'm not complaining that it's super strong. I do think I'm going to add some coffee syrup to this just because I do normally have syrup in my coffee, so I feel like it's probably not the fairest judgment if I have this like super bitter. The syrup that I've got is like a creme brulee flavour. It doesn't actually taste like creme brulee in my opinion, but it just kind of tastes like a vanilla caramelly taste, which I think goes nice with like any coffee flavour. Yeah, that is so much better. That's actually not too bad. Oh, I'm so happy. I didn't want to have to waste like a whole other thing that I bought. I mean, I definitely wouldn't buy it again. I definitely would prefer a normal coffee, but it's drinkable and I'm not going to spit it out, which is always a win. I'm not quite sure still how much of a mince pie it tastes like, but I am going to have a mince pie with this. I've still got loads of these left from when I did the mince pie taste test video, so I am going to have one of these mince pies with my coffee, and that is going to be my little afternoon snack. At least this is definitely one thing that I eat today that I know I'll find edible, and it's going to taste like a mince pie and it's not going to cause me any issues. I will say, when I was looking for things for this video, there were so many non-vegan options that I wish they had vegan options for that I could have included in this video. I found like mince pie fudge, mince pie popcorn, mince pie like cake slices. There was definitely like a surprising amount of options, all of which probably wouldn't have been that nice in hindsight, but I'm going to enjoy this mince pie. It is now time for dinner and I'm actually feeling very excited with what I'm having this evening. Feel like I might have bent the rules very slightly, but this evening I'm going to be having a mince pie. So this is the vegan minced steak and onion pie. It's got mincemeat in it, it's a pie. I feel like this definitely counts and I'm very happy to be having something savoury. This is one of the new pucker pies, which I've not actually tried yet, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to. I've not tried any of the vegan pucker pies and I am a huge pie fan, so I'm not complaining that that is my dinner this evening. I've made myself a big old plate of food. This is the leftover cauliflower cheese and potato dauphinoise from my Sainsbury's video. Not sure if this video will be going up before or after the taste test. If it's not up already, spoiler alert, I don't really like those, but I'm having to eat them because I don't want to waste food. If it is up already, you guys will already know how I feel about them, but I am not really looking forward to that part of my dinner this evening. The pie is what I'm very much looking forward to, so I'm going to give this a taste. I will say the filling did explode slightly in the oven, which is what always happens with pies, I find. Like the Linda McCartney ones are the worst for that. I feel like you end up getting no filling because it all ends up on the baking tray. That is good. I would definitely take that sort of pie over like a sweet mince pie any day. Such like a peppery filling. I think it tastes very similar to the Linda McCartney ones actually. And I think the Linda McCartney ones are cheaper. This ended up costing me like £1.80 for one pie. But I'm pretty sure the Linda McCartney ones are £2 for two. So slightly more expensive, although I do think it's a bigger pie. The pastry is really good on this, but I do think the filling tastes very similar to the Linda McCartney ones. I would probably give this like a solid 8 out of 10. I would definitely eat it again. I don't know if I'd buy it again just because it is slightly more expensive, but if it was on offer I would get it. I think in terms of anything else that I'm eating today, I might have another mince pie later for pudding, but that is going to be like all of the interesting food that I'm going to be eating. So I think I'm just going to end this video here. Maybe a little bit of a fail in terms of eating mince pies for 24 hours, but it has been a good opportunity to try a few new vegan things that I've not tried before. The cereal was actually pretty decent. The coffee was okay, but I probably wouldn't buy it again, nor am I particularly looking forward to finishing it. The syrup was an absolute no-go. I'm so disappointed that I now have that sitting in my cupboard. If you guys have any ideas what I can do with it, let me know. Don't want to waste it, but I also really don't want to taste it ever again. And then this pie this evening as well has been a hit. So overall, it's been an okay day. I've definitely enjoyed a few of the things, definitely not enjoyed a few of the things as well, but that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.